Tadang, 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 tadang. Fink truss. In 1854, Albert Fink patented this type of truss. Of course, it bears his name, the Fink truss. Tadang, 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 tadang. Grr. We are required to find the reactions at A, laser pointer, the reactions at A and at B. Okay? We have these 5 concentrated loads applied at the joints of the top chords. These loads, although not indicated in the problem, are perpendicular to this top chord. Alright, let us start with the resultant of these 5 parallel forces. Notice the symmetry. So for these 5 parallel forces, the resultant will lie on this line. Alright, do you agree? So first, we have this, let us call that total force, 2,000 at the middle. Then this 1,000 here and this 1,000 here, the resultant is also here. So for that 2 forces, we have already a total of 4,000. And for these 2 forces, 2,000 and 2,000, the centroid of these 2 is also here. So we have this plus another 4,000. So we have a total of 8,000 applied force for this truss. Okay? How to find the reactions here and here? Alright. So the next thing to do is to find the components of this force. Take note that this force is inclined 60 degrees from the horizontal. This is 60 degrees here because this is an equilateral triangle. Okay, and we have this isosceles triangle which is 30 degrees here, 90 degrees here, so this is also 60 degrees. Okay, so this is isosceles triangle also. Fx, what is the value of Fx? From the figure, that is 8,000 cosine of 60. Alright, the Fy is 8,000 sine of 60. Okay, because this is 60 degrees here. Now for the reactions. At point A, we have this roller support, meaning the only reaction it can provide is perpendicular to its plane. Point A cannot prevent rotation, and point A cannot resist forces in the horizontal direction because of this ruler. That is, our ruler is parallel to the horizontal direction. So it can only resist a force perpendicular to its plane. So we have this RA. Then for joint B, or for the support at B, we have this pin support, which means it can prevent translation in any direction. Okay? But we are only particular with the horizontal and the vertical directions. But it cannot resist rotation. There is no rotation here because this is pin support. So we have this support in the vertical direction, let us call that By. And the reaction in the horizontal direction, let us call that Bx. Okay? Now we are going to find Ra, By, and Bx. How to do that? Of course, for the Bx, it's very simple. I think you already saw that. Summation of forces in the horizontal direction or in the x direction, 0. Okay? To the left, that is Bx, is equal to the right. There is only one force to the right, and that is Fx. So to the right is Fx. Fx is this one, 8,000 cosine of 60. So we have this value of Bx that is equal to 4,000 pounds. Okay, how about the By? To solve for the By, we are going to sum up the moments at point A. We know that this point A cannot resist moment, so the moment here is 0. Before we are going to proceed with our equation, summation of moment at point A, let us first find the moment arms. For the force Bx, it will pass through point A. So this Bx cannot produce a rotation at point A. Okay? For By, however, it can produce a rotation at point A, a counterclockwise moment or a counterclockwise rotation. So the moment arm for that is 60. Okay? Another force that can produce rotation at point A is Fy. Okay? What is the moment arm of Fy? That is equal actually to 20 feet. Do you agree that that is 20 feet? Meaning, between Fy and By is 40 feet. Do you agree that this is 20 feet? Okay? To convince you that this is 20 feet, let us consider this portion of the truss, this portion. Okay? Let us consider that portion. We are going to rotate this portion of the truss. Okay? Let's see that. Now, at the middle of this truss, we have this equilateral triangle. This is 60, this is 60. It will follow that this is also 60. So, this is an equilateral triangle. Okay? All angles are equal. It will follow that all sides are equal. Okay? So, we have this equilateral triangle. Take note that this line actually is this line. Alright? And this line, when we rotate this truss, is this line. Okay? So meaning, this is also an equilateral triangle. Do you agree with that? Okay? This is 60 degrees. We established it earlier. This is 60 degrees. This is also 30 degrees because this is only a rotated truss. Okay? So meaning this is a total of 60. If this is 60, this is also 60. Okay? So this length and this length are equal. Do you agree with that? We established that this length and this length are equal because we have the same dimensions of equilateral triangle. If we forward to the right, okay, to the right portion of our truss, we have this also another equilateral triangle here. So, if this line and this line are equal to this line, meaning we can divide 60 into 3. This line is equal to this line, and this line is also equal to this line. So, 60 divided by 3, we have this 20 feet. Alright? Do you agree with that? Actually, that is a very fancy way of showing you that the length of this line here is 20. There is another way, a simpler way actually, and we are going to do that today. Okay? I will go to pen. If we are going to drop a line here, perpendicular to the bottom chord from the topmost vertex, this is perpendicular. We actually bisected this line, this portion of the bottom chord, into two equal lengths. Okay? This is a bisector line. Alright? So we have this right triangle. Because this is 60 degrees, because this angle here is 60 degrees, we actually bisected also the angle here. This is 60. This is 30. And because this is 30 degrees here, this angle here is a total of 60, meaning this is also 30. Okay? We already have this another isosceles triangle. The whole structure actually is an isosceles triangle, if you notice that. So we have this small isosceles triangle. That is the design of the thin truss. Very clever. Okay, we have this another isosceles triangle. Then, if this is 30, meaning this is 60, because it's 90 degrees here. And because this is 30 degrees and 90 degrees here, which means this is also 60, a total of 180. Or you can do 180 degrees minus 60 minus 60, that is another 60 degrees. Alright? What we are interested is to establish that this length is equal to this length and equal to this length. Okay? Do you agree that they are equal without solving any value? We have this top chord that is bisected into two equal segments because this point is the vertex of this isosceles triangle, and we drop a line from vertex perpendicular to that side. Okay? So this length and this length are equal, which means that this length and this length are equal. Okay? Because this is isosceles triangle. Now, we have another smaller isosceles triangle here. Okay? Which means that this is 30 degrees. 30 degrees. If they are isosceles, this length, which is equal to this length, is equal to this length. Can you see that? So, if this length, which is equal to this length, is equal to this length, this is also equal to this length also is equal to this length, and they are all equal to 10. Did you connect that? This is also equal to 10. Because a total, this is 30. Okay? This is the bisector line at the start. Alright? So let us go back to our solution. Okay? We have this force F, a total of 8,000. Okay? Summation of moment at A, 0. Alright? You are now convinced that this is 20 feet. Okay? So, for summation of moment at point A, we have this counterclockwise force. Counterclockwise force. That is 60 times By. And take note that Bx and Fx, I did not mention this earlier, but Fx, there is no rotation of Fx about point A. Okay? Only Fy and By can produce rotation at point A. Okay? I will repeat. Fx cannot produce rotation at point A, also Bx, because their line of action will pass through point A. That is the reason. So we have this one. Counterclockwise rotation about point A, this is the magnitude, 60 times By, is equal to clockwise rotation about point A. Of course, that is 20 times Fy. And we have the value of Fy, 8,000 times sine of 60. Alright, solve for By, we have that value of By, 2309.40 pounds. Okay, next, solve for Rb. What is the value of Rb? The total reaction at B. To solve that total reaction at B, we are going to use Pythagorean theorem. So by Pythagorean theorem, that is the square root of Bx squared plus By squared. Plug in these values into this equation. We have the value of Rb. Baby! Okay. Alright. Very easy to solve. And sir, why did you resolve this force into components at this point? The reason for that, this Fx has no moment arm about point A and about point B. So that is very convenient because if you are going to sum up moments at point A, Fx will not get involved into the equation. Also, when you sum up for moments at point B, if you sum up moment here, Fx has no moment arm about point B. That will only involve Fy. That is why we resolve this force into components at this point. Okay? Another option actually to sum up the moment is by not resolving the forces into components, but we need to find this moment arm. Where is that pen? Okay? We are going to find this moment arm. What is this length? If you can find this length, then we can go directly because we are confident that this is 90 degrees here. Okay? What is this? Let us call this A. If we can solve for A, we can go directly to solving the By. Okay? How to solve for A? Cosine of 30 degrees. Okay? Cosine of 30 degrees is adjacent. We have this adjacent of 30 degrees is A all over the hypotenuse. This line here, because this is the right angle here, is 20. Okay? Solve for A. That will be your moment arm for the 8,000 pound force. I will calculate here. We have this 10 square root of 3. Okay? This is 10 square root of 3 feet. You have this moment arm. So, without resolving this F into components, we can find By by summation of moment at A0. Summation of moment at A0, we have this 60 By is equal to what? That is counterclockwise rotation, and this 8,000, which is clockwise rotation. Moment arm of 8,000 is A, which is 10 is square root of 3. Okay? We have the value of By. I hope they're the same. Of course, they're the same. 2309.4. Okay? 2309.4 pounds. So, we have the same answer here. You can do that. Okay? Next, let us solve for RA. Okay? How to find RA? So that we will not use the value of By or of Bx or of Rb to find RA. It will only involve RA and the force. Moments at point B. This is a pin support. The moment here is 0. So we are going to sum up all moments at B, and that is equal to 0. Clockwise rotation about point B. This RA. This RA will produce a clockwise rotation about point B. How about counterclockwise rotation? The horizontal or the vertical component of F. Okay? Summation of moment at point B. We have this 60, the moment arm of RA. 60 times RA. That is clockwise rotation is equal to counterclockwise rotation. That is Fy times 40 feet. Okay? This distance is 40 feet. 40 times Fy. Fy is 8,000 sine of 60. And solve for RA, this is our answer. 4618.80 pounds. Well, they are equal. Yes, they are equal. And don't forget the value of Bx and the value of By. Alright? What is the direction of that Rb? And that is equal to Ra. We are going to talk about that later on, about the reaction at B. Now, let us solve this problem in another way. Okay? Let's talk about that. Now, for this Ra, the line of action of this force is this one. Now, we can say that this force F and this Ra will intersect. Their line of actions will intersect at this point. Okay? And we have this very important concept in engineering mechanics. If three non-parallel forces are in equilibrium, they are always concurrent. Take note for that. Okay? I will repeat. If there are three non-parallel forces, okay, that are in equilibrium, they are always concurrent. Meaning, the line of action of Rb, the total Rb here, not just the components, okay, will pass through this point. So to find the Rb, we're going to connect this point of intersection to point B. That's it. Okay? So this is our Rb. The total reaction at B. Sir, is it really coincidence with this top chord? Is that right? Are you sure that that is... Do you have that question? That this is coincidence? That this line of action is coincidence with this top chord? Okay, let us investigate. The angle here is actually 90 degrees because that is perpendicular. This F is perpendicular to the top chord. And this angle here is, because this is 90 degrees, horizontal and vertical 90 degrees. And we already have this 30 degrees here, meaning what remains is 60 degrees. Okay? This triangle is a 30 by 60 triangle. Okay? This angle here is 30 degrees. Alright? Now, this is 30 degrees here. And this is 30 by 60 triangle. For this line to pass through B, this triangle must be similar to this triangle. Otherwise, this line from this point cannot pass through point B. If this triangle is not similar to this triangle. Do you agree with that? Okay, I will repeat. This line will only pass through point B if this triangle, okay, is similar to this triangle. Alright? Meaning, if this is 30 here, of course, 90 degrees here, this must be 60 degrees. Of course, the line of action of our force is coincidence with the top chord to the right. Okay? Do you agree with that? If you are not convinced, you can do the calculations. You are going to find this height from this triangle. So you are going to find this length first. We know that this is 20. Find this length. Find this height. Okay? And if you can find this height, check if that is inconsistent with this triangle. Okay? If not, meaning we are wrong. If that is consistent with this triangle, we are correct. Okay? You can find the tangent of 30 degrees opposite over the adjacent. If it will result to 30, that RB is, the line of action of RB will coincide with this top chord. Okay? Anyway, geometry, you can see that it is correct. Alright? If you are not yet convinced that this line of action is on this top chord, you can use the value of Bx and By. Okay? Tangent of theta x for the Bx and By, tangent of theta x is equal to By all over Bx. Am I right? That is for the direction of the total force. Okay? If you are going to substitute the value of Bx and By to our equation, you can solve for the theta x. And that is equal to 30 degrees. Okay. Now you are convinced. Let us go back to our problem. Okay. Our task here is to solve for RA and RB by polygon method. So let us start with the RA. Okay. Then we are going to connect the tail of this RB to the head of the RA. We have this force. Okay. And next, we are going to connect the tail of this F to the head of this RB. And let us close the polygon. So we have this line. What is this angle? This angle is between RA and 8,000 pounds. RA and 8,000 pounds meaning 30 degrees. That is 30 degrees. Okay? What is this angle? Between 8,000 pounds and RB. This is 8,000 pounds and RB. This is the line of action of RB, meaning this is also, of course, 30 degrees. And we know they are equal. That's why our drawing here is also isosceles triangle. Okay? If we are going to drop a line from this vertex perpendicular to the 8,000 pounds, we bisect this 8,000 pounds into two equal segments. So we have this 4,000, 4,000. Okay? Above this line and below this line are both 4,000. What is RA? That is equal to RB. Cosine. Cosine of 30 degrees is adjacent 4,000 all over RA or RB, depending on which triangle you look at. So we have this RA or RB. That's why the RA or the RB are both equal to 4,000 divided by cosine of 30. And that is our answer. Okay? I hope for this video you learned something. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye! Ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. Pinterest.